then they'll bring these 2 riders back. If they don't and start looking around, then Van Baal could be the new race leader. But who is going to win the stage? That's the question.
Big question. 10.2 Ks to go. 2 more days of classics racing to come, don't forget. The roads of Liège, Bastogne-Liège tomorrow. Here's your duck stall. I'd have moved those ducks back a bit, to be honest. Knowing what was coming. It'll ease off. There's no more real commitment behind these guys, I'm afraid. From this 35, 36 rider group that we've got here right now, they can't quite decide. I'm looking at the time. It says 1:08, 9.8 kilometers to go, and I don't see a great drive to catch this pair up the road. Maybe they think they can get them on other days.
The team cars are back in there, Carlton.
They are.
They now believe. So the Française de Dieu car and Cannondale car believe. You can just see the gap visually now. But the riders that were towards the front of the peloton weren't riders, weren't the domestics. It was, in fact, the leaders of the team. We can see as this Wallis of Top Sport Vlaanderen and Andrew Greipel prizing themselves off the front of the bunch.
Well, Greipel, why not on a day like today? He's probably got team dispensation to just have a pop. Kerkelaer trying to pick it up as well. He could be, if you get a decent finishing position today, narrow the gap, you're going to give yourself a good chance of a decent placement into Houffalize and to Gerardsbergen the next couple of days. There we go. 9.1 Ks remaining. 1:09. The break can make this, but will they? Desperate attempt by Andre Greipel to get back in here. Now, they get the choice of the crown of the road. It's not going to be something on offer to those behind. Please don't let that car that just accelerated rapidly towards them to get over that last little bump to get erroneously engaged in proceedings. Let's just hope not. It's lights flaring out. It really is a dance for you right now. But to what tune it's being set by these guys. What a tempo. We know that they can make it. 8.6. Now they've got one more climb to take. That's up to Vindrak for the last time of asking. This is 350 metres at 8%. They've dealt with it, Brian. Yeah, it looks very much doable now. Van Baal was given an opportunity in the Tour of Britain last year, took the rewards. The others miscalculated. I do think because of the rain, it really helped these 2 riders. It does look as if now they'll hang on to take first and second in the stage. There we go. What's going to happen behind? This could be damage limitation. Andre Greipel is really powering into these little bergs, and it's good to see him as well, just going for it. I think this is to hell with it. I'm just going to do my own thing. It looks like that. He's trying to keep it going, but he's drifting off the front of the peloton. Magnus Cort Nielsen was the first rider around that corner, but still no reaction. They're a little bit surprised here with PMC. Greg Van Avermaet and Philip Gilbert. I know there's still a couple of days to go, but when you get a sprinter disappearing up the roads, it means that there's no real chase in the peloton. Yeah, absolutely, especially on a distance such as this. 180 kilometres, 179.6 today, 208.6. Maybe some of the guys here are thinking, you know what, we can take back the time that we lose today, courtesy of the fact that they're 29 and 39 down, at least at the top of the day. Factor in the bonuses, though, and the big dangling bonus of 10 and 6 seconds for first and second across the line. It suits the breakaway. 7.7 kilometres to go, and just under a minute is what they've got right now. But you know who the big losers are, Carlton? It's the team in the yellow. Kelderman's just coming across the gap now, but Kelderman's there. I think the Joos van Emden and one other teammate is there. If they committed themselves a little bit earlier, then they could have hold on to this white jersey, but it looks as if it's slipping out their hands now. Looks as if it is, and Andre Greipel is leading the charge, and Kelderman alive to the danger. Tim Wellens is also there, so wow. This is what they're trying to do. So Greipel went for it. Tim Wellens has gone with them. Just look as if that's Priedler for a Giant Alpecin behind. Bakeland's trying to come across. BMC start to see the danger, but what an effort Andy Greipel's put in today. Yeah, fabulous effort indeed. So, can Lotto Soudal deliver, or is it all too late? Tim Wellens is there. He takes over right now. The camera bike just hits one of those sleeping policemen, those little traffic calming devices. 7.3 to go, 53 seconds. It's going to be a race. A very, very quick one. How depleted are the resources of our breakaway, having been a 2-man act for most of the day? The thing is, they have ridden together. They've ridden conservatively. We can see it in the sprints. They never sprinted each other. They saved a little bit of energy, and I believe that saving of this little bit of energy is going to help them to first and second in the stage.
whether Van Baarle, whether it's Le Bon, I don't think they'll start messing around, because both of them will be moving up in the general classification as well.
Just off the drive, as you saw there, because they were coming into a wet corner, and we remind you that there's still plenty more of those to come. The rain has stopped, so it's now playing back into the hands of the chasers, being led at the moment by Andre Greipel. But this is going to be a danger zone for them. Look at the debris, look at the dirt, look at the nastiness.
It does look as if they are. If that time gap is right, 43 seconds, because it's only 2 riders. Andy Greipel has put in a hard effort already. Tim Wellens at the front, but I can't understand. Kelderman is there. Kelderman should be helping, should be riding, and okay, Magnus Cort Nelson can afford to sit back. He's not up there in overall, but this is a great opportunity now for Wilco Kelderman at the back to move up in the, he's already second in general classification, but try and take something from today, because I think that Lotto NL Jumbo, after a fantastic stage yesterday, it's all drifting away from him. See Tim Wellens say, come on, and they're shaking their head. No, Kelderman, get to the front, help them out, and try and win this race overall.
Andre Greipel on the radio, and he's not tuning into a jazz program, I can tell you that much. 40 seconds to go. This is heavy rock at the moment, and there's plenty of those on the ground. Just look at the water wash that we were telling you about. A lot of debris being brought out. It's going to be between these pair by the looks of things. 39 seconds with 5.7. They mustn't come off the gas too much though, Brian.
They can't come off the gas at all. If all of the 5 riders behind help each other, and it looks as if they're not, the giant Alpecin rider doesn't want to help, and just see Tim Wellens sitting back, Kelderman just sitting on the back. Look, Kelderman's sitting on the back because they've got the race lead, but the race lead is disappearing out their hands down the road. So if I was Kelderman, I would be riding in this front group.
Well, they're coming through that dodgy section right now. This is Van Baarle, who just takes up time trialling duties out at the front, as you can see. Johan Le Bon as well. We remind you that their deficits yesterday were 39 and 29 seconds respectively. Van Baarle, the better placed of the pair of them. They're going to find bonuses. They found them along the way today on the Golden Kilometre. And in fact now they've got a 38-second gap, and there's 10 and 6 seconds available, first and second across the line as well. 4.9 kilometres to go, 38 seconds. I don't trust that clock, to be honest. It's been solid for a bit too long. 39, it's going back, it's lengthening. I saw Andre Greipel shake his head, and I think that was he was listening on the radio as well, because it was they were screaming in his ear. He's done his job essentially, but they were getting no help behind.
He's done a super job. Tim Wellens now comes to the front. The question for me is the rider at the back, Wilco Kelderman, should be riding with this group. Normally when you get the race lead, you don't help out, you can't sit on, but 250 metres over the top of the climb, they should have 30 seconds at least, which I think is going to be enough to keep them away for the finish.
They've dealt with the climb, actually. This Primus coming on a little flatter section, and they're still sharing duties out of the saddle. They just want to take on this little tiny ramp, nothing too serious. Then 4 kilometres from home, 36 seconds. What's the gap going to be ultimately, though? That is going to prove crucial. And then it's a question of just holding on to that if these two do bring this home. It's tumbling down now, 32 seconds. You can't take anything for granted, not yet.
Yeah, it's always going to come down. Kelderman decides he comes to the front now, but Tim Wellens still in there. Greipel, what? I can't, I don't think he thought he would be here at the end of the day, but he's done a fantastic effort for his team. Magnus Cort Nelson just sitting in there. I still don't know who the giant Alpecin rider is, but Kelderman decides very late now he has to get involved. If he'd got involved a little bit earlier, he could be battling out for the win.
25 seconds now. It really is tumbling. 3.3 kilometres to go. I'm hoping it's not going to be heartbreak for these guys, and that the motorcycle just gets out of there, frankly. It's difficult sometimes for a motorcycle to take the traffic calming. They get it hit harder than the riders, but right now hitting it hard is Andre Greipel, and Kelderman doesn't. I don't know.
If Kelderman commits, he will take the leader's jersey and save the day for Lotto NL Jumbo if he commits 100% now.
Well, these guys have been near to 100% most of the day. Van Baarle sends the arm out. You can see the fatigue that's coming in. They're under pressure. Their team are informing them what the gap is. 3 kilometres to go, 22 seconds. Can they still make it?
I still think they can. 21 seconds now, 3 kilometres. You can just see them in the distance. If all these 5 riders behind commit themselves, then it's going to be a sprint finish. But I still think they'll look at each other. It's down to Greipel. How much has Greipel got left in the tank? Because he's the only one that is looking as if he is the instigator of bringing these guys back.
19 seconds now, and Le Bon takes a big look, and he sees on the curve of the road that these guys are there. 2.8 kilometers to go. I think they're possibly going to get caught. Are they going to get caught, though? It's going to be a big ask as they come down to this little dip. It doesn't look like 19 seconds to me. We'll time it for you in a few moments' time. My goodness, 2.7 kilometers to go. Have they done enough? These guys can, we've told you a number of times, time trial, though. They've got to do an absolute belter now with 2.6 to go.
Well, still hanging in there. The giant Alpecin rider is Jörg Priedler. So Priedler is the rider behind. Like I said before, if they all commit, they can bring these riders back. But still hanging on, still believable. So Greipel, Wellens, Kelderman, Priedler and Magnus Cort Nelson have got a slender advantage to shut down, and we move back to what's left of the peloton. BMC have really missed out today.
They're all rushing into this, rushing into the void. 2.3 kilometers, and Le Bon's stretched his legs. Well, it's proper racing from Le Bon right now. He suddenly realized, just look how nervous he is. Get out of my way, says the cameraman. Of course, allez, and do get lost, for goodness sake. We want the pictures, but we don't want it to hamper the race. Allez, he screams at the camera bike, and he finally listens and gets out of there. He's been too close for too long, Brian.
The thing is, Le Bon knows that Van Baar is not confident in the corners, so he's trying to use that to his advantage. So he's trying to go for the win here by using the corners to his advantage. Van Baar still got an opportunity to come back, but Kelderman starting to ride, but is it a little too late now?
Well, he's nervous as well. 1.6 kilometers to go. They're just out of sight in this village. Got to pick up the pace right now. This camera really does need to be told to get some distance between these guys. And there come the chasers. 1,400 meters to go. It's possibly going to be heartbreak for Van Baal, but it looks like Johan Le Bon may well just hang on. Let's see what's left behind. Can Andre Greipel find himself something on this day? I think he's possibly thinking, yes, he can. 1,200 meters to go. The Flamme Rouge beckons.
Well, Jörg Priedler is now dropped, so Tim Wellens puts a really big turn in now. Van Baal is almost coming back to Le Bon. I still don't think it's enough for the riders behind. I think 1 kilometer to go. Van Baal is coming back. Who is going to win? Still in the balance.
Still very much in the balance. What a day we've had today. It's been a treat for you guys at home, I'm sure. You tune in on stage 5 of the Eneco and you don't think you're going to see much drama. Well, we've had plenty of it today. A cloud burst and it cast many an ambition asunder. We've got 2 time trialists at the moment against classics and sprinters, boys, behind. Can they deliver it? Here comes Van Baal trying to get back on the wheel of Le Bon. It's going absolutely down to the wire, this.
Yeah, nail-biting stuff, and Andy Greipel is actually burying himself for Tim Wellens. Kelderman is there, Magnus Cort Nelson, but it looks as if the stage is between Van Baal and Le Bon.
Well, they had to be very careful through the corners. They've taken just about the last one right now. They disappear out of view. There is Le Bon. There is Van Baal. They've been out there for much of the day, and the chasers, I don't think, are going to catch them. 150 meters to go. What a fantastic stage this has been. Absolute brilliant stuff, both from Le Bon, who says my stage, and Van Baal, who says thank you very much. Both of them can take a bow. Absolutely superb stuff. And what's left for everybody else? A time gap, some reverence, and maybe a story of what might have been. What a day.
What a day. And Magnus Cort Nelson comes up and takes the 3rd place there. Looks as if Thijs Benoot with Philip Gilbert battling out, so a fun sprint taken by Thijs Benoot.
Wow, 10, 6 and 4 seconds, 10 and 6 going to Le Bon and Dylan Van Baal. They did a joyous run today, and there may even be a gap between them of a second. I wouldn't be surprised. What a result for Johan Le Bon and Dylan Van Baal, the pair of them youngsters, and they rode like seasoned pros today.
They did, but I think, doing my maths at the moment, Le Bon wins the stage, Van Baal takes seconds, but it does look as if Wilco Kelderman has possibly saved the day for Lotto NL Jumbo and will take that white leader's jersey.
So close, so much to ride for. 2 stages remaining of this great, great race. Brian, today had just about everything for a cycle fan except sunshine.
Sunshine at the start, but yeah, if you're watching that race, it's you know what a magnificent race that was. You can just see, courtesy of the race radio, that they know France Edu have got their stage. When they tried with Demar the other day, it wasn't to be. He got second, but this man, with the help, nonetheless, than Dylan Van Baarle, won the stage. So the 24-year-old Frenchman takes probably the biggest win of his career.
Back of the net. I think he's rather pleased with that.
Well, he used the corners. He used the corners to his advantage, and you know, if both of them deserve to win, so it was a great effort by both of them, not using too much energy by sprinting for the bonuses.
Johan Lebon finishes same time as Dylan Van Baarle. That might be a factor. Magnus Cort Nielsen and Kelderman significantly 9 seconds down.